So Christian, congratulations, a back-to-back Player of the Month award for you at the club. You must be delighted.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. Obviously, didn't think something I could achieve, obviously bearing in mind the season I had last year. So I've just been focused on working hard, and my main focus was obviously trying to get in the team, and now to win Player of the Month back-to-back is something that I'm really proud of myself, and also I want to say it's a big thanks as well to my teammates, because the way we play and what we do for each other is amazing, and we cover one another. Obviously the goals I've scored, if it weren't for my teammates, obviously good delivery from Sean, good delivery from Holt, even my first goal, great work rate from Nick and Devlin as well. I wouldn't have been able to achieve the two awards without their help as well. So it's a big thanks to my teammates, and also a big thanks to the fans for voting me, and it's amazing.
You touch on the fans there, 79% of the vote that you won the September Player of the Month award with, probably the highest vote or the highest percentage we've had of all the votes in the last couple of seasons. Must give you a real sense of pride that the fans are really getting behind you, particularly with the form you're in as well just now.
Yeah, it's amazing, obviously, that you just said, to have such a high percentage. It shows that obviously the fans are seeing now what I'm capable of doing, and I appreciate their appreciation, and it means a lot to me. And obviously being able to get a run of games and consistency as well, confidence, and for them to just sort of appreciate the work I bring to the team is amazing, and I'm so grateful for them.
2 times SPFL Team of the Week awards, 2 times Club Player of the Month awards, 3 goals, 3 winners and 1-0 victories. A big improvement from last season. Where do you see that? Is there something you can put your finger on as to why that's now kind of clicking for you this season?
Oh, it's a big improvement, definitely, from last season. It's something that I've always had in me. Obviously, going back to my career, the way I'm playing now is how I've played down south, and obviously last season was adjusting to a new league, a new way of training. And it was, I think for me, it was the off-season, obviously the chats that I had with the manager, also Marvin, Neely, Stu when he was here, and even Stretch, that have all have been instrumental, the things they've said to me, and obviously the gaffer, what he wanted me to improve on and what to work on to fit into the team. I went away in the off-season and had a hard think about my previous performances from before I came to Livingston, my performances at Livingston last year, the niggles. I had to sort of strip everything down to 0 and work my way up again in the off-season, be focused, look after myself, and then making sure that I came back in pre-season hitting the ground running. And obviously he was then putting that into my performances in training, because for me was starting from square one again and making sure then how I was going to be able to get into the team, obviously playing a position that I wanted to play and help the team, which is obviously full back or wing back, understanding that the competition was pretty high, because obviously you got Penrice, you got Jackson, you got Morgs that can play there, and even Sean Kelly. So to an extent they were all ahead of me in that position, so I had to grind and I worked really hard. And thankfully obviously the gaffer, the coaching staff saw that I could play there, and it was then how I was going to maintain the performances and stay in the team, and thankfully I've been able to do that.
You speak about that change to kind of left back. Last season you were probably playing a lot higher up the park, where you did feature, you did have a few niggle injuries, you were kind of in and out the team, you maybe didn't have that consistency in terms of starts that you'd have liked. Do you think that change to left back, coupled with now a year under your belt, getting used to Scottish football, getting used to the surface, getting used to the management team, the coaching staff, is that all those little things that are probably all now just aligned and made this season really spark for you?
Yeah, obviously I come up from a different league, and the surface as well, training on different surfaces and playing on different surfaces as well back down south, it was a lot for my body to adjust to. And obviously the way we train here as well is a lot harder, a lot intense compared to down south, and the coaching staff, obviously everyone's everyone works differently. So I just had to, even though at a point where my body got used to it, for me to an extent was a bit too late because the lads were playing really well. So I just had to stay focused and stay grounded and not let obviously this motivation sometimes is hard to maintain, but it was more my discipline with my work and making sure that I still came in and worked hard. And the way I ended the season last season, I had to make sure that I went away with what was said to me and just take everything in and work even harder pre-season. Because obviously there's one thing coming from down south and doing an off-season, not knowing how we train up here. It was a different thing now with the experience that I had up here, going in the off-season, knowing that the training here is intense and how things are done here. So I had to go away and with the experience that I had here, then sort of like adjust my off-season training, do my off-season training different to what I did. Even though I did do a lot of working on my off-season before I come up, it was different this time because I had the experience up here. So that helped a lot, the experience up here. Not playing sort of the games I wanted to play, it also helped because the fire in my belly. So I had to make sure that I've also got a family to look after. So I'm not someone that gives up. If something don't work for me, I find ways of how I can make it work. I take things on board and work towards making sure that I achieve what I want to achieve. And one was making sure that I got myself in the team. And obviously I've done that now. I've got to make sure I stay in the team. Because no matter how well I'm doing, one bad performance, a little niggle, and other players and waiting for the opportunity as well. So I've got to make sure I stay focused, keep working hard and keep doing what I can for the team.
3 goals in 7 league appearances this season. A real variation of goals as well. You know, the goal at Dundee United, screamer from distance, the winner against Hearts, and they beat the offside trap and got in behind and scored. And of course, at the weekend, a header from a corner. Perhaps a strange question now, as an out-and-out defender, not playing on the left-hand side at defence, but do you have any goals? Have you got a target in mind for what you'd like to achieve goals-wise, or are you still as the focus on get the clean sheet first and worry about the goals after?
Yeah, for me, obviously, as a defender, your job is basically defend first, try and help the team keep clean sheets. I've surprised myself this season from left back, scoring obviously 3 goals in 7 games and 3 different type of goals as well. Something like I said, I've got that in my locker, and obviously now that I'm scoring goals, I'm now going back to the drawing board as well and watch my clips from when I was at Port Vale, where I managed to get, I think, was 6 goals from left back as well. So hopefully I can try and achieve that in terms of goals. If not, just try and help keep the team as many clean sheets as we can and accumulate as many points as we can.
You mentioned Port Vale there, obviously Curtis Guthrie now at the club, someone you're familiar with from your time there. Is that nice linking back up with Curtis now that he's here in Livingston?
Yeah, it was good obviously when the gaffer sort of asked me about Curtis. I had nothing but good things to say about him. He's a good player, hard-working individual, and he's a great character to have around the changing room. So it's good to have him up here, and hopefully he can add some goals as well to the team and help us out.
Have you let him away with stealing that goal against Dundee United yet?
You know what? I've allowed it because as a striker's instinct anyway. I think it was just before he went over the line. If he left it, the defender could have cleared it. But I was delighted that he managed to get his first goal for the club, so hopefully many more can come.
You're just about to leave us now to go for training, finish up today for the weekend with international break. What does Cristian Montaño do on a weekend with no football, no training? What's your plans now for the weekend with a bit of downtime? Is it just family time or any plans?
Obviously we've not seen our family, like my little boy's grandparents, over a long time, so I'm going to take this time to go back down south for the weekend with the missus and just chill with the family, watch a bit of football. Obviously I'm in like League 2 and whatever League 1 games are on, I'll be watching that and then just enjoy some time with the family.